So what they did in this design is they had two vignettes. They had creative but poor artists, and they had non-creative but rich artists. And they portrayed creativity as sort of a natural trait. So this person was born with this brilliant ability to paint. And they portrayed this other person as wealthy but can't, even draw a stick figure. So what I'm going to do here is, well, I'm going to read these vignettes just to get it. This is what the participants saw. Okay, you can play along, so to speak. Okay, M is an art student. M has always had a passion for painting and plans to pursue a career in art. He creates paintings of people in complex landscapes. His paintings are so lifelike that they are often mistaken for photographs. The consensus among his art professors is that he is by far the most talented student they have ever seen. One professor, an expert on lifelike painting, says he believes M is one of the most talented artists ever to produce these paintings. To make extra money to support his schooling, M has sold a few of his best paintings. They have sold for between $100 and $200. One professor lamented that M's paintings are worth far more, but like so many other artists, he will probably never make very much money selling them. Okay, so this is your stereotypical example of the struggling artist. Stereotype. Okay, this is the opposite side of the coin. L is an art student. My voice is correct. Paints abstract. I'm so excited. He paints abstract paintings. L came into art by chance. He took an art class as an elective because it fit well in his schedule. For his midterm project, he produced an abstract painting after an hour of fooling around with the paint and canvas, which means he was just randomly throwing paint on the canvas. The majority of the painting actually consisted of painting accidentally spilled onto the canvas. A very wealthy man who was looking for art for his home discovered L's painting in a student art studio. He paid L $5,000 for the painting, which, if you're an artist, is actually quite a lot of money. Some of the man's other wealthy friends, like L's painting, commissioned a total of 100,000 paintings for him. L and his art professors were shocked at the success of L's painting, because in the words of one professor, he had no real talent, just some good luck. L continues to capitalize on his success by selling his abstract art. Now, L and M are both considered highly desirable by other women on campus, and friends of L and M say that they are dependable, kind, and generous friends. Well, these findings, I found these findings shocking that this actually turns out this way, but it turns out that women near their peak of their fertility cycle, so their reproductive window is the most open, their most, is there any other way to describe it more technically? That's right. They preferred creativity over wealth, especially in the short-term main condition, when they know that they were set up saying this person L you could have for sort of a short-term affair. They most preferred the creative man, but poor, over the wealthy man, but randomly spilling paint all over the painting. So there seems to be some tentative empirical support for the good genes theory of sexual selection in humans. Now that's one side of the coin. I'm talking about mate selection. Let's talk about display for a second. As an example, and this just happened the other day, and I was like, this is perfect for the example for this talk. I was in the Yale gym the other day, and I noticed a whole bunch of people, guys bench pressing. And I noticed as this girl was walking by them, it was almost like a tidal wave of some sort. Every single guy that she passed by all of a sudden started pushing the weights in their stomach. And it was amazing. I watched this phenomenon from the aerobic side, and it literally looked like, like one of those waves, like every guy as she passed by, just ferociously pumping the weights. So it seems like the mating, I don't know if this was conscious or unconscious, but it seems like once the mating motive is active, that we had this urge or this automatic response to show our fitness display. And remember that Jeffrey Miller's theory is that creativity is a form of fitness display. So if that's the case, you would expect creativity to operate in this fashion as well. So this really neat study, recent study, came out where what they did, they had participants view photographs, a whole bunch of photographs taken from Match.com. They said, pick the photograph that you find most desirable, the one you'd most like to hang out with. And they said, imagine, after they selected that person, they had the person on the screen right in front of them. And they said, imagine that you're preparing to go on a first date with this individual. And then, after that, so that primed their mating motive, right? And then they said, then they assessed differences in creativity by having them write stories, okay? What they would do on this date, whatever. And then they had judges rate the creativity of the stories. I should say there was something called a control condition as well. where they had people look at buildings or something of that matter, something that doesn't activate the mating motive in most humans. But, they had people look at like buildings and they say like, what building would you most like to, I don't know, go into? Control conditions. These control conditions are mostly boring. So what these researchers found is that this mating cue, once the mating motive was activated, not the control condition, but once they imagined going on a date with this person they chose, that for men, their creativity was much, much greater than the control condition. But there was no difference for females. Females did not show higher creativity. So they wanted to go beyond just this short-term sort of thing. They wanted to devise other scenarios. They wanted to see at what point is the female creativity increased. So they added some additional conditions. So now they imagine themselves in one of 4 scenarios. In the first scenario, this situation is that imagine yourself that you're on a tropical island on vacation. You meet this person that you quite fancy, as they say in England. And you meet this person and you spend all day with them, you have a romantic dinner with them. The night ends with you making out, kissing this person romantically on the beach, but both of you know you're never going to see each other again. Okay, that's the short-term mating condition. The long-term mating condition, okay, you meet someone on campus that you quite fancy, you spend all day with that person, you have a nice romantic candlelit dinner. The night ends with you kissing the person and thinking, wow, I really want to go on an official first date with this person. You're looking forward to this first date. In the committed long-term mating condition, it's the same thing as the long-term mating condition, but you've actually been dating this person for a couple of weeks already. So this guy or this girl has already shown commitment, some level of commitment, a basic level of commitment. Also, you know their friends are cool, and their friends think that this person is great, showing this person is dependable. So in this condition, what you have is this potential mate is dependable and committed. Okay? And then in a control condition, here we go with a control condition. You're going to a concert with a same-sex friend, but your friend lost his ticket, or her ticket. But the person finds the ticket last minute, and you both are really excited to go to the Jay-Z concert, or whatever. Okay, so that's the control condition. No mating activated there. Okay? What they found is that men in the short-term and the long-term mating condition, again, replicating the prior condition experiment, showed greater creativity than the control condition. Women, however, showed no increase in creativity in the short-term or long-term condition. But where women did show a significant difference in their creative output is after imagining wanting to attract a clearly high-quality, trustworthy, and committed long-term mate. So in that third condition, women did show greater creativity than the control condition. So in summary, women did not show a creative increase when primed to think about attracting a short-term mate or a potential long-term mate who had yet to prove his worth as good relationship material. Now these findings are consistent with parental investment theory. So when pursuing short-term mating strategies, women provide most of the parental investment. But when pursuing a long-term mate, so when the strategy is a long-term mate, both men and women are a lot more similar than different. Both men and women expect to invest significantly in the offspring. So therefore, it would make sense that women would require assurance that a prospective mate is really going to invest in offspring before investing energy in creative display. So in sum, I gave you 2 pieces of evidence. There's a lot more evidence in there. There's still a lot more research that needs to be done on this topic. There's a lot of nuances, but there seems to be some evidence that both mate choice for creativity and the motivation to display creativity evolved through mechanisms of sexual selection. So that's the first piece of the puzzle.